In this video, we're going to talk about doing new construction homes. When you're running drainage on a new construction home, there's a few things that you need to know. You're going to save a couple $1,000s typically on average if you have your drain systems, your French drains, your roof runoff put in before sprinklers and sod. We have snow melting on the roof, occupational hazard here. As a homeowner, you want to save money. You're budgeting for your project. You have sprinklers, you have roof runoff system, landscape, all this scheduled. Do the underground buried downspout system and French drains first. You see how deep this system is? We wide two downspouts together here. Never use a T, always use a Y. The T just slams the water to a stop. The Y is going to let the water flow. You're not going to lose the velocity. Now we have no trees in the area, so we're going to use knife cut. What knife cut is, it is a form of perforated pipe, but I want to explain the details. A perforated pipe that has saw cuts, like our 8 slot, has material removed. Knife cut is a solid pipe that never had saw cuts. It had a blade that cut it and just made a slit. So that way the water won't stand in the pipe. It'll soak away and it will not freeze in the wintertime. You can see how deep these trenches are. They have to be deep so the sprinkler company can come in, pull their pipe over top of the underground buried downspout system. You want to make sure that they don't catch your underground buried downspout system with their pipe puller. I love that the guys went so deep, and I like how they already prepped for where the inline catch basin is going to go. They got a nice area for a dry well. They're going to do pea stone around a catch basin right there, and it's going to be a little mini dry well. So after the rain event, after the snow melt, whatever it may be, whatever water is left in that catch basin, it'll leach away into the subsoil. That way, you don't have mosquitoes breeding, and you don't have it freezing up in the winter. Again, you can see on this run, same thing. Went really nice and deep. They got an area right there for an inline catch basin, and down here, they dug it out extra deep, and they're going to do a pop-up dry well, which is really nice. Whatever water's left in the pop-up, it's going to be built like a mini dry well. We'll show you that here in a minute. The reason why the homeowner can save a couple $1,000s easy is because we don't have to put turf mats down. We don't have to cut the sod off. We don't have to repair the sprinkler system. All that stuff would normally be a problem. As you can see here, there's no turf mats. We're just putting the dirt right on top of dirt. It's not going to be an issue. We're going to push it right back in. Okay, always put a sock over your knife cut. I've seen knife cut that was in the ground for a while that was used on an underground buried downspout system, and dirt will migrate into the pipe through the knife cuts. Believe it or not, I've seen it. So make sure you put a sock over your knife cut always when you're doing downspout lines. Now we always run solid right off of the house, and then we'll just end the line with 10 or 15 feet of knife cut. You can see here no turf mats, no sod to deal with, no sprinkler lines to deal with. This is why the homeowner gets to save a couple grand on a job like this. And as contractors, we're more than happy to come in at this time. It's a win-win because we don't have our hands tied behind our back, and we can put the slope on the pipe that we need to. We can do a better job if we come in first. Now look at the grade. Check out the grade. You see how much fall there is. You see all the slope. New homes are always like this. The code book for the United States is always going to have these homes with a nice grade. The new houses, you can always be guaranteed to have a lot of slope away from the house. The problems with the flat yards, that was years ago. Most of that is older homes. It's easy to go deep when you have the grade falling away. You can't go deep on an older home. If this house was 35, 40 years old, yes, you're going to have problems going this deep. You're going to have trouble trying to get that pipe to daylight. What this means to help the DIYers and the homeowners out there understand, when the pipe is sloped and it's sloped less than the grade, it's going to eventually surface. That's what it means when I say take the pipe to daylight. It's really important. Look at this grade. This is beautiful. In our line of work, yes, we absolutely love it. So here's one of our pop-ups. We have knife cut on the end, and then we're going to do this mini dry well. We have this pop-up, don't have a bottom in it. It's going to flow water. All the bulk water is going to come out. And then after the rain event, there's going to be pea stone around this, and it's just going to soak into the subsurface. Now, to make this last forever and for the longevity in this, we're going to use this fabric. Notice how there's fabric underneath this pop-up. If you do not put drainage fabric between the subsurface, soils, and your pea stone, The subsurface soils are going to migrate into the pea stone, and you're going to lose the ability for that to wick the water and for it to draw the water away into the subsurface. It's going to get all plugged. It's going to get clogged. Once all the voids in the stone are full of dirt, it no longer works. So that's why we use the drainage fabric. You don't have to worry about the grass drying out on top of this, because even when there's dew on the roof, it goes through your roof runoff system, and you'll be surprised how much water actually comes off your roof because of dew. Now, here in the north, our footings under our garages are 42 inches deep. So I want to make that clear, because always I get a comment when we're doing something like this, how we're hurting the foundation of this home. No, we're not. This is a 42-inch footing, 42 inches deep, and we're just chipping away the pour over, the overhang, a little bit so that we can lay the pipe nice and flat to the house. We want each and every one of our systems to have a great appearance on the outside of the home. So we want to always be able to lay the pipe tight to the house. We're installing the vented Cleanout leaf filter. Right here, you're able to remove the center of the screen, and you're able to put a garden hose through the system. That way you can just wash any shingle gravel once a year, just for a peace of mind, down to your inline catch basin. The top of it is vented. You can see how the top, it has a breather, just like a gas can. When you open the vent, you improve the flow. I'm going to give you a bunch of helpful tips with this. This is so much easier if you put this on before you bury your underground buried downspout line. If you bury your underground buried downspout line, you lose that flexibility. So it makes it a little more of a struggle. So keep that in mind. Do this first, and this will be the first thing that you backfill. Now I'll show you that in a minute. The guys will actually show you an entire install. We use dual wall pipe as a riser. That way we get a nice straight appearance. If you use single wall as a riser, it has a tendency to bow one way or the other. So that's why we recommend that you use the single wall riser. You can see right here, the guy's got a 90. They have it on single wall pipe, very flexible. They went ahead and taped that 90 so it don't leak up at the foundation of the house. You don't want water running down the basement wall. Now they're going to cut dual wall as a riser. You're going to see them go ahead and measure that, measure twice, cut once, and then go ahead and slip this together. Now when you backfill it, make sure it's nice and straight. If you're working with clay, before you do this, make sure you chop it all up. Make sure you chop all the clay chunks up into really small pieces so it packs really nice. It makes the job really nice. You don't have air pockets. You will not have settling next to the house after a few rains. When you slide the vent Cleanout up until it hits the screen inside, makes it so easy to slide that down into that dual wall. Now here's the pop-up that we're using. When you use a directional tee like this, it will guide the water up and out. You can see how it's made, and it has no bottom. You can see again how the water hits and goes up, and it's reflected up. The water in bulk is directed upwards, and then what's left afterwards can soak away. If and when the pop-up does freeze, the water can come off the roof right here at the vent. This vented Cleanout not only improves the flow of the water and increases your flow rate off of the roof, but in the event that your pop-up is frozen, and all these precautions that we put in place, the knife cut and this mini soak away pop-up emitter, if for some reason all of this fails, because that's how it is, when you have frozen downspouts and frozen gutters and frozen everything in the north, Canada knows what this looks like. The USA in the north, we know what this looks like. When there's a thaw, you're going to get the water off at this vent when all else fails. If you found this information helpful, give us a thumbs up. It supports the channel. And until the next video.